All right, welcome back to the Axe Guitar channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Nick. You know, here on the Axe, we like to review dope new guitar gear, and today is no exception. Now, today's product review is a pickup from Seymour Duncan, but I think it's pretty special because basically it's a signature pickup to what I believe is actually like a guitar hero of our age, like someone that could hang with the greats. Now, this guy is the former guitarist of Arsis. He's currently the guitarist of the Black Dahlia Murder, and he does a bunch of session work and goes on tours with a number of bands. Who I'm talking about is Brandon Ellis, and today we're going to test out his signature Seymour Duncan Dyad parallel access Trembucker. All right, and that's what we've installed in this Ibanez RG550. I took the Nazgul out and slapped the parallel access Brandon Ellis signature Dyad in this bad boy, and right off the bat, this thing looks pretty freaking sweet in the RG. Check it out. Now, if you take a close look here, you can tell that the pull pieces are actually split and that the Seymour Duncan titles are kind of like inverse from each other. Now, over the years, after Brandon became a Seymour Duncan kind of loyalist, he settled on the regular parallel access line that Seymour Duncan makes, which wasn't really popular, but then he started putting it in his signature guitar, the Kelly that he has from Jackson. Now, I had previously used the standard parallel access in this guitar, but then I actually switched it out in favor of the Nazgul. But then after hearing that Brandon actually designed his own pickup, I had to give it a run, and I think in the demo that we're about to do in a couple minutes, you're gonna see why. All right, so before the demo, let's just talk about a few specs. First things first, elephant in the room. Why does this pickup have slotted pull pieces? So actually it's pretty interesting. Putting 2 pull pieces per string on a pickup actually removes the distortion from the string's vibration pattern. All right, so what does that even mean? So what those slotted pull pieces really do is it provides better string separation, it provides a little bit better sustain, and then with the decentralized magnetic field, you should get a better sound. So this pickup really isn't like a proprietary blend of pickup, it really is a hybrid. So what we have in the north coil of the pickup is the historic Crazy 8, and then the south coil is actually the parallel access. Now, hybrid might not be the actual best word, it may be fusion, because it does have the 2-bar magnet Alnico 2 from an RTM. And lastly, the goal of this pickup really is to complement Brandon Ellis' signature style. He's really known for fast arpeggios, really aggressive alternate picking, and he's like the king of economy picking, and also just to produce like a really articulate sound. When you hear him play on any of the Black Dahlia Murder albums or even his Arsis work, he's very articulate and accurate, but you can make out all the notes and the strings are really separated from each other. Now wait, there's more. Now when you install this pickup, you can actually play around with it a little bit. If you install it upside down, Brandon says that you can actually get some chewier mid-range focus out of it that he says is probably good for guitars with like a single humbucker in the bridge position. Now, alert, disclaimer, listen up. When you buy this pickup, it is also available in a humbucker and a trembucker. What does that mean? The humbucker means it's going to be G-spaced, meaning that the pull pieces are going to be a little bit closer together, generally used in older Gibsons or guitars without a floating tremolo. And then your trembucker will fit floating trems and F spacing, which that depends on the guitar. Usually what we're concerned with on this channel is F spacing so it fits floating trems. I say again, if you want the pull pieces to line up perfectly with your strings and you have a floating trem, make sure you get the trembucker, which is F spaced. If you don't, the double slots won't beautifully fit in between the strings there. As always, if you have any questions about the details of F-spaced or G-spaced, I made a video here. I'll put a card in the corner and a link in the description. And also, you can always just message me on Instagram at NickAxeGuitar. All right, and just to wrap up the specs section for all you guitar nerds out there like myself, the Brandon Ellis Dyad has a DC resistance of 18.3K and a 4-conductor cable type. All right, let's get into the demo. For your reference, this guitar is tuned into D standard, so it is dropped down a little bit. So we'll see, one, how this pickup deals with drop tunings or lower tunings, and then also how it articulates between the notes. All right, guys, so let's get into the demo right now. But as always, if you like the content, consider subscribing below so you don't miss any content like this. All right, let's go. All right, y'all, so that was the demo of the Brandon Ellis Seymour Duncan signature Dyad TREMBUCKER pickup. What'd y'all think? All right, so my initial thoughts, and I'm comparing this to the Nazgul, which I had before, which is a great pickup, but just a little tinny and a little muddy. The Dyad pickup, right off the bat, surprised me with its output and how it handled pinch harmonics in a passive pickup. On the higher registers, when I'm doing pinch harmonics on the lower gauge strings, I'm really surprised at how it screams, rings, and sustains. Now I can confidently say this pickup probably doesn't have the oomph or the actual kind of aggressiveness or distortion of an active pickup like a Fishman Fluence Modern or an EMG. But I think that plays to the Dyad's advantage because it's a passive pickup. Passive pickups do really give you a little bit more versatility because they can be a little bit more clear and clean. And so you can actually drive that up and give yourself kind of a more articulate signature sound. Now in terms of shredding, I can tell this thing has been designed to articulate between the notes. I'm not the cleanest player, so anything that can really offer articulation, clarity between the strings, I'm a big fan. I can tell that when you deliberately hit a string and you've hit the surrounding strings, this thing can actually discern between what you actually want to play, which cleans up your playing quite a bit. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I really appreciate you sticking around. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing below so you don't miss any content like this. Later.